And welcome back everyone to the semi-finals of ESL Open Cup Americas number 211. Oh boy, and what a turn of events, what a pairing we have here. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. So you can place your bets on who you believe will advance on to the grand finals. Will it be our Zerg player or our Protoss? It is up to you. It is up to you to decide. Best of luck. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our Chinese Protoss player, the red Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Firefly. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player representing Team Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. Here we go. As our ZvPs do continue here tonight, we've had quite a number of them already, and they will continue, and I'm ready for this. I do think that Wayne and Firefly are pretty comparable in skill. Wayne, you know, he's one of the best Zerg players in all of Europe, but he's also very aggressive here in this matchup as well. Very aggressive in the mid-game, not really looking for longer games typically. We don't really see him often go for gas first or anything like that either. It's going to be a hatch gas pull. Hatch gas pull opener here from Wayne, but he's willing to go all in on 3 bases. You know, cutting workers at 66 is definitely something that's in the wheelhouse of Wayne. Firefly likewise also thrives in the mid game as well, so again I do think both these players are comparable, but we'll see who can come out on top in this best of 3. As a reminder, it is only a best of 3. The best of 5s are reserved for the grand finals. For those finals, as the third base is being taken quite quickly here out of Wayne. Oh my god. Before the natural is even done, that third base is being taken. Now there's a bit of a give and take here. This means we delay queens. It means only 1 queen is on the way here, so a very greedy move here out of Wayne to establish his third base that much faster. As now we have that second queen in production. Ling production was delayed as well, so no Lings, delayed queens, faster third. Very greedy here from Wayne. Back at home, it's going to be a gate expand into the cyber core, into a Stargate opener from Firefly. We're going into, I imagine, oracles. So standard opener from our red Protoss, greedy opener out of Wayne. He should get away with it. From here, we're going to be settling into our game, settling into Oceanborn, of course. See if we go into any other direction. As there is that Oracle on the way. It is Oracle first. And it does Wayne decide to go for any kind of other major turn from here. Link speed is being prioritized. We have pulled out a gas, so we're not rushing into a fast Bailey Nest or a fast +1 or fast lair, as we now do reprioritize that gas. And we're just going to be saturating our bases here. It's going to be on Wayne to be in position for this Oracle. This Oracle is moving out. And it's going to be on these queens to be in position. We do have a couple of marauding queens here. We do get eyes on this. We do keep up. And the Oracle is going to be focused down. Oh! Don't get a drone. The Oracle taking a lot of damage though. Taking a lot of hits as we do get 2 workers in the main base. But then we go down to the... We go down deep into the red on that HP. A lot of damage was dealt. We have our second Oracle on the way, third Oracle behind this, getting to our third Nexus as well. Very economic opener out of Firefly. A very standard opener, I should say. As we do have a spore in the main base, despite that we still get a couple of drones. 2 extra workers go down. Oh, no spore here at the third, and we're left completely exposed. We get 5 workers in total. Very nicely done here by Firefly. Just somehow finding more damage. As Wayne is stuck re-droning, resaturating his bases, he is now behind in the worker count, or in the economy, building up his worker count. As we have our transition, Firefly going into Robo, Forge, and Twilight Council, all of the tech on the way. As we get more drones. 3 more workers full. Ay. So again, just really good pickups here from Firefly. having his way with this army. And interesting, we're getting into really early immortal production. Are we going to charge? Oh, Stasis Trap does connect. Does get 3 workers here at the third base. And Wayne having a really hard time keeping up. Oof. We'll be losing 3 drones here at the third. 3 workers at the third base. Immortal production commencing. We are not going charge, we're going into blink. So plus on blink, plus immortals. Wayne trying to be active, trying to get eyes on what's going on. And we'll dip in, we'll get eyes on the third base, but won't be able to do much about it. This Firefly is looking secure. And we're getting into a gateway explosion. Okay, this is going to be 6 gates in total. 6 gates with Blink Stalkers. Again, to invest into Immortals this early on is a little bit suspect. We wouldn't really do so unless we intended to push. I'm imagining a War Prism after this Immortal. Meanwhile, Adepts get across the map. They get shut down. Unable to harass. Additional Oracles on the way. Do head to that fort. Do go for the dive. So far we get a revelation. And Firefly is already... How many workers have we killed? 13. Oh my, the trades! 13 drones have gone down so far. Firefly looking pretty comfortable overall. And I'm looking at Wayne. Because Wayne hasn't made any drones. We are amassing links and roaches and running into Immortals though. One of them's exposed. Immortal's going to be going down. We can go for another as well. Big pickoffs here by Wayne getting 2 Immortals. But is then forced back. And we'll bleed out quite a number of roaches. So Wayne is droning. He's trying to resaturate his bases. He's in a rough position. Wayne, he realizes he cannot end the game. He cannot kill his opponent. And Wayne wasn't droning. He's behind here. Falling further and further behind in the economy. Hydrogen on the way. Infestation bit as well. +1 range. All of this tech, it's all late here for Wayne. It was never the plan. It was never the initial plan to try to get into a longer game. He wanted to be aggressive. Traded, but wasn't enough. And Firefly is just turtling up back at home. Going down a wall of gateways. From here we go into Sky Toss, 100%. We can throw in a fleet beacon, second Stargate. Instead, we're pushing out ahead of time. Now moving out, Tumor is going to be knocked down. Ling Runby going to force a defensive warp in, but Firefly, he's not stopping. He's going to keep on pushing. As we do get on top of the sentries, the Immortal. Oh, hot pickup. Very nice control there out of Firefly. Saves the Immortal. Lings are flooding on in. Once again, though, we do lift it. The Immortal does live, does survive. Firefly is being forced back. Wayne trying to muster up his army. Hive is on the way alongside a Lurker Den. We're trying to get into Lurker production. Bold move. Wayne will pull back. Again, just trying to buy time to transition into his lurkers. And we're getting there, but these are Lair Tech lurkers. Lurker range just now starting. It's not ready yet. We try to go for a run by. The Stalker army is actually getting insane. We have 25 Stalkers. A handful of Immortals to support. As we try to take up, we're going to Storm. Again, I do think we could have gone into Sky Toss a little bit earlier as well. And Sky Toss would have been a great response here to Lurkers. The problem is that I don't believe Firefly is aware of the Lurker production. Yeah, he hasn't seen the main base, hasn't seen the Lurker Den or the Lurkers themselves. Firefly is in the dark. But with this Storm timing, he can still break through. We have 6 High Templar, each with 1 Storm. 4 Immortals. Lurkers haven't revealed themselves. Lurkers have arrived. Big revelation. And massive storms here on the army as well. Oh my god, the storms! We had 6 of them and they pop off. As we force back the army. And yeah, there's no stopping Firefly. Not anymore. We have Lurkers holding on to the 3rd, but we can just push towards the 4th instead. We have detection. We do. We do have detection here. Another Lurker going down. Boys, they have to be pulled. Never something you want to see. And the Immortals breaking on through as well. 30 drones go down at the same time. A big Link counterattack. Sorry, a Lurker counterattack. And this is forcing Firefly back home. Is forcing him back home. We have 1 Lurker in every single base. In every single mineral line. When a lot of workers are going down. There's 1 Lurker left at the 4th. Getting a couple of hits in. Lurker waddling in. Finally does fall. That is 24 probes going down. As a result, Wayne, he gets a lot of breathing room. Wayne, he has a decent worker. It's an okay worker count. I don't know if I want to say decent, but it's there. It's there. The Lurkers are on the way once again. We have our hive tech upgrades. Firefly pushing in. Does come across the army. Ooh. Does get a Lurker. Lurker gets picked up. Firefly, yeah, going to be rotating around. Lurkers are coming from behind. The storms! We're not ready! Oh, High Templar forced to back off. There we go. The storms are throwing down massive storms here on the Lurkers. Oh my god, they just rain down upon the Lurkers, one after the other. We clean them all up, but there's barely an army left. That was a bit excessive with those storms. Fun fact, storms do not stack. They do not stack in their damage. As a result, that was wasteful. We're holding. Wayne, he is barely holding on here, but a big zealot run by. Wayne doesn't have the supply to defend both at locations at once here. As his Zealots, they get a lot of damage done. A big warp in into the main base. The main army pushing towards at the fringe at 5th and 4th. We are getting in. And Wayne is being pulled apart. GG gets called, and Firefly will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Ooh, Firefly popping off here in game 1, achieving so much with his oracles. Remember, the early game, we killed 13 drones. Firefly killed 13 workers and took a massive economic lead. He forced a Roach all-in, and remember, the Roach all-in ran into 3 Immortals and was deflected. And Wayne was stuck on like 53 drones. He was stuck on less than 60 workers, no upgrades, no tech. Wayne was behind from that moment. After he had decided to go all-in, and after the all-in failed, he was in a rough position. He was in a very rough position, and with that, Firefly does take a lead in this series. Does take a lead. We'll see if we can bring it back here. We'll see if we can force the ace match. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Catching him with the chat. The gamba, papi, the gamba. Let's go. Here it is. We are loading on in to that second game. To that second game. Firefly, he needs one more Urabas to advance on to the grand finals. And not the first time he's made it to the finals. It was like less than a month ago, where Firefly was also in the finals against Max Pax, went all the way to the ace match. We'll see if it happens again. We shall see. As a Firefly, he's so close to making that dream a reality again for a second time. Making a trend out of these finals runs. Meanwhile, Wayne, again, he has it in to fight back. I believe he should be playing on a ping advantage this time. I think we're going back and forth, west, central, west. So So Wayne will have that advantage. We'll have a better chance to come back. Have we lost someone? No, hopefully not. As we are stuck on the loading screen. And this usually only happens if someone has lagged out or just having a hard time loading in. Hopefully everything's okay. As hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully everything is okay. Again, if one of the players lagged out, then we can of course just remake. We can remake the lobby, remake the game, and dive back in. Won't be an issue. Should not be an issue. As yeah, outside of that though, hope everyone has been enjoying themselves. Hope everyone has been enjoying their night. I did see someone ask earlier if we were going to be casting Clem versus Skillus. I would love to, but again, does depend on how fast this series is. I think Clem and Skillus are still in game 1. If that's the case, we might be able to catch them in game 2 or game 3. Again, depending on like the speed of this PvZ. Otherwise, we'll just be following this into the grand finals. So potentially one more series after this, and then we can go and get some rest. As up, ooh, it looks like we have our answer. It looks like Biomorph was having some latency issues and did lag out, but here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of site Delta. Oh, as we might restart. Okay, there we go. There we go. Restarting. We'll be remaking to make sure everyone gets involved. Big shout out to the players. Big shout out. Oh. So hopefully this time we can get everyone involved, and hopefully this time that there is no issues loading into the game itself. All good, all good. We're all filing in. Are all filing in. As when it comes to Skillus versus Clem, I believe that's being casted by Chicken Man. I think Chicken Man and Dave Testa are covering that, alongside some of the other casters. I mean, there's a lot of casters tonight. I think Chicken Man, Dave Testa, maybe Steadfast. Yeah, Steadfast is on that as well. Rocklets, Enki. I think Rocklets is on that. I think Enki is on that as well. There's a lot of coverage. A lot of coverage on that. As we are loading on in. Here we go. We'll be loading into Site Delta for a second time. And feels American internet, man. It's marriage. Fun fact, I used to always disconnect here at this time of day. Used to always disconnect at this time of day. Hasn't happened for a couple of months though, I'll be honest. I've jinxed myself. I'm gonna be the next to DC. No, not like this. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of site Delta, we have the Chinese Protoss player, the red Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. Leading the series 1-0, it is Firefly. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. We're going to fight back here and now in Game 2 to force the ace match. It is Wayne. Here we go. Wayne forcing the unnatural natural is going to be delayed by this probe, just forced into a more uncomfortable position here in the other game. But outside of that, should be a hatch gas pool opener, likewise a gate expand out of Firefly. Just like the previous game, I expect both these players to really pop off in the mid game. We saw Firefly achieve a lot of success when it came to his Oracle harass, but that may have just been partly due to some of the latency issues that Wayne could have been experiencing on the West server. Here on Central, Wayne will have the ping advantage, and ideally would have a stronger defense against those Oracles. We'll see though, fingers crossed. We shall see. Again, the Oracle harass was brutal, and it's what kind of led, it was the first domino to fall in favor of Firefly. It's what led to him snowballing out of control and achieving so much with the follow-up push. Achieving so much with the rest of that game. It did feel like Wayne was just one step behind from almost the beginning, from basically the Oracle harass. And he will have to tighten things up here if we want to force the ace match. Gotta tighten it up, man. Tighten it up. Those engages into lurkers concern me for the next 2 games. I think they were fine. I'll be honest. I think that they were fine just because Wayne had so little to support his lurkers. I mean, the storms were a little bit questionable, definitely. They're a little bit haphazard, but I believe, Papi, I believe. It's also very possible that after that last game, we may avoid the lurker play, going to Ling Bane Roach Ravager instead. Shall see. As Wayne is just getting into his own opener, just going to be droning up. You know, back at home, Firefly getting into its own gateway, getting into his own Stargate play. Here we go. Stargate opener into Oracle, just like the previous game. So far, everything looking quite similar to game 1. Looking similar. Adepts are going to be threatening a shade. Again, 2 Adepts do one-shot workers, but Link Speed does kick in, and we should shut down these Adepts. And a good target firing out of Wayne. He will shut this down. Gets one, and will soon get the other. Oh, just barely in time. Does clean it up. The Oracle gets here 1 second too late. And we can head in between the bases, but so far the Queens are in position. So far, Wayne does hold. Second Oracle on the way. Third base being taken by Firefly. Is going to be taken here. As Firefly not just going to be aggressive with his Oracles, moving out with Adepts as well. Unfortunately, he lost 2 Adepts already, otherwise it would have been 5 Adepts harassing, which would have been insane. It's only going to be 3. 3 Adepts alongside our Oracles. We have our follow-up. It's going to be a Twilight Council alongside a Forge, +1, and Blink. Now, we saw in the previous game that, or in the previous series, that it was +1 armor prioritized by Firefly. So it's going to be the case again. As the Adepts, they do commit to the shade. Lings are being shaved off. 2 Adepts do barely make it in. But they have no support. They shade into another mineral line, into the 3rd base, and they get 1 drone. But looks to be only 1 worker. As we dive on the Queens. We do dive on the Queens. We do get 1. 1 Queen goes down. A couple of drones as well. There is no spore in position. 3 worker kills. Not bad. But this pales in comparison to game 1. We get 3 drones, not 13. So much better defense this time out of Wayne. Going for a big Link counterattack. Gets a probe. Gets 1 worker. Does not quite get another. The probes take a lot of hits, but they all survive. All do make it alive, and this time we are getting into charge. So it's going to be charge shot Archon from Wayne, sorry, from Firefly. not Blink Stalkers. Meanwhile, Wayne is going Ling Bane. Going Ling Bane into Lair Tech. Could go Ling Bane into Hydra. Could go for it. No Roach Warren yet. No Roaches for the time being. Wayne threatening a run by. Amassing more Lings, rallying across the map. Ooh, as it looks like we come across another Queen. There we go. Lings doing what they can, but the Archons are on the way. As shield battery is done, the Archons they morph in just in time. Lings are deflected. And the composition has been confirmed. We do get a big stasis into the main. And we reacted a little bit too late there. Oof. Main losing half his mineral line in that main base. Roach Warren is on the way, thankfully. But here comes the push. Before the Roach Warren is even done, we are moving out. And Wayne is in some trouble right now. We have 8 Roaches in production, but before they can finish, here comes Firefly. A really awkward timing here. The Baileys, they crash in. Good connections. Very nice connections here on those Zealots. The Archon gets surrounded, and Wayne, he will hold. He should. Oh god. The Queens! The Queens on move command as they will all go down. Zealots, they slip into the mineral line as well. This does do better than it should have. This is getting a bit out of hand. Roaches are trickling, and we will clean this up. But this army from Firefly did trade surprisingly well. As we try to reinforce. Again, no War Prisms, so it takes a long time for these Zealots to get across the map. They do get on top of one of those Roaches. They shut down the Roach, they shut down the Ravager. Of course, they do bust in, getting 4 drone kills. And these Zealot run-bys, they just don't stop. They probably should, though. I mean, yeah, we have plenty of Roaches. These won't really do too much more. Wayne is holding on. Firefly has a worker lead. He's up 10 workers. Getting into Blink. And soon there should be a counterattack. Like Wayne, he may be stuck on 58 drones, but that's intentional. I think we're intentionally just amassing Lings and Roaches. And we're going for one big push. And this time, there's no Immortal. This time there are no Immortals to defend. Firefly is vulnerable. Aliens are morphing in. Wayne is pushing. He is pushing out. Here we go, and he just has a massive supply lead. Double the army supply, essentially. Just some force fields. And we do need them. The Bailings! Oh, they try to waddle on in. Good force fields, though, out of Firefly. He is holding at the same time, though, Roaches, they push towards the third base. Firefly forced to split up his army. Forced to split himself up. Wayne focusing on that third. Do you have a shield battery? Do you have an overcharge? Blink is done. Biles, they do connect. Oh, they take down the sentries. And the Bailey's, they crash into the middle line. 9 probes go down. But fun fact, Firefly is still ahead. He's still up in workers. We dive on top of the Roaches. They're so exposed. And Wayne is losing too much. Losing far too much momentum. Roaches and Ravagers go down. And we can keep pushing. There's no reason to stop. And how can we stop? Yeah, GG gets called. Wayne, he was all in. The all-in fails. And Firefly takes the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Firefly will make it here to the finals once again. My condolences to Wayne. He had a deep run. He took down Bjorn of all players, but did struggle here against Firefly. Again, did take too much damage. Too many. Did take a bit too much to the Oracle harass, to the Adept harass, and eventually was forced all in. Was forced into that all in, and again, Firefly, I thought that he was going to be broken there. I thought that he wouldn't have enough. He was down 40 supply. A 40 army supply. But alas, he was able to reinforce, able to position himself. Really good defense, really solid defense overall out of Firefly. did snowball into a win. GG, well played. And with that, we are getting ready for the grand finals. And what exactly will they be?